What's poppin', everybody, and welcome to Game of the Week for Week 7. This is your host and the coach of the Chicago White Sox for Season 5, SnowyKurama, and we are here for, as I said, Game of the Week for Week 7. We have here two really decent contenders and very surprise underdog, upriser, whatever type of word you want to describe them as. But we got Balls of Spheal, coached by Will, a newcomer of the league, at least for a main season. He debuted in the Island Rumble that I didn't record. And then we have league veteran and first time succeeding at winning, Mitch, coach of the Toronto Staraptor. So going into this match, we are actually super duper behind on Game of the Week. This is Week 7 and we are starting Week 9 as of Monday. So if my calculations are correct, both teams were 3-3 going into this match. So that is pretty cool, considering that wins and losses are kind of all over the place in this league all the time, but it's kind of more so here with all of our pretty close contenders. And let's just get into the game. If you guys are hyped and excited for Game of the Week, hit that like, press that subscribe, really helps me out, and let's press this nice young play button. So we start with Lycanroc versus Mitch's Hoopa, and here we go with the game. Didn't need to pause it really. Stone Edge misses the Hoopa, unfortunately. I feel like Hoopa would have just gotten knocked down by that Stone Edge. We could calc it right here. I'm going to go ahead and just take a look at that. And it does look as though the Lycanroc has a 93.8% chance to KO the Hoopa from that range, which is pretty decent. Let's check the item on this thing. Life Orb. He was not, in fact, Life Orb. Let's change that around. That might actually matter. Okay, so that changes to a 0% chance to OHKO, but you'll see later that that doesn't really matter too much. We see a Trick Room on Mitch's side, which is really interesting considering that he has Charizard here, who's pretty fast. He's got Passimian, Scarfed Passimian, Jolteon, whose base speed is one of the fastest in the game, at least at this point. And then, you know, base 100 boy and not very fast boy here. So I guess Trick Room could work with Volcanion for an out against Will's team, but it's pretty interesting. But you see, as I said, it didn't really matter because the Lycanroc's holding the Focus Sash, which allows it to live any type of hit. And then Lycanroc goes for the Endeavor here, and then the Accelerock right after that. So it's really awesome. Will just abusing the Endeavor priority move there to get instant kills. We see Shaman coming in next. We switch out into Skarmory on Will's side. I think that's a Hidden Power Ice coming from the Shaman. Not very sure. We see Volcanion coming in, replacing that Shaman. Brave Bird doing that 33%. Nice little chip for Volcanion. Steam Eruption goes ahead and takes out that Skarmory because I'm pretty sure he was Fizz Def. From either that or Volcanion is just that powerful. Volcanion's probably just that powerful. Heliolisk comes out. Mitch expects an electric move, so he goes out to the Jolteon. Very fair play, but gets hit by the Stab Hyper Voice, which does a dick ton of damage. And then Will goes for it again because there's no reason really not to. Passimian comes out. Will switches out to the Goliath because it resists the close combat that would destroy the Heliolisk. And then we can see the Leech Life coming from it. Leech Life would have probably done a nice amount to the Passimian considering that its stats were lowered. So its okay defenses aren't going to help it there. See Garchomp coming in, replacing the Goliath, taking that overheat pretty well. And the next overheat would not do as much, so it was pretty solid play. Plus, well, Goliath could have taken it, but just in case it was a Steam Eruption. I don't really know the calc. I don't know what its SPDF is either. But anyway, we see Garchomp and Passimian. We see the Earthquake do a really big chunk. Close Combat goes in and goes back right out in the Goliath because that just seems to be the check for Passimian for this game. in close combat again, and it does even less. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Maybe he decided to sack off, do as much damage as he could to this life-destroying bug. Speaking of life, Leech Life. Now he's got his HP almost at full. Things are looking pretty good for Will. We see an Earth Power come from Volcanion doing some chip damage. Leech Life is not doing a whole lot, unfortunately, for Will, but I think he's just trying to lower Mitch's team to the point where something else in here can kind of sweep. Leech Life is doing a lot to this Shaman. I think, yeah, he switched into the Shaman. I don't know what he thought, unless he was thinking Will was going to try to Liquidation or something, but then Volcanion has the Water Absorb, so I'm not sure. Could have been predicting a switch. Anyway, Shaman ends up doing a lot of damage to Glyspod. The emergency exit activates, sends in Lycanroc, which goes ahead and takes out the Shaman with the Accelerock. On paper, emergency exit seems like not the best ability, not a good one at all, but you can use it for initiative to come in with something like this Lycanroc. And this is another calc that I did kind of earlier, but now knowing that Will isn't holding the Life Orb for Accelerock to do more damage, we can kind of check and see if Accelerock would have been good enough against Volcanion. Be right back. So Accelerock is doing 36.8 to 44.5, which barely misses out on that KO. Let's go ahead and change this to 38%, which is what that Volcanion was at. And click on Accelerock, please. Had an 81.3% chance to OHKO, so it was kind of better for, well actually no, it was kind of the same. It wouldn't have mattered either way. So time to get, might as well go for the tech, because they're faster anyway. So that Lycanroc goes down doing what it did best, and then Helios can come in, take apart that Volcanion, and then I believe it does what it can to weaken down this Charizard. Who then Dragon Dances instead of attacking, but I mean, Mitch was probably thinking that he needed to have a Dragon Dance up to at least well, he outsped all of these guys, but maybe to do as much damage as he possibly could. And then Aqua Jet comes in, using that priority and killing off that Charizard. So that was an amazing game. Great use of Lycanroc, great use of Glyzapod. Mitch did really well with trying to predict things, which is not something we usually saw from him in the past. Really happy that he is able to do some of this stuff now. And I think the well, they are kind of stats. Kill, death, and all of that. The statistics, I think they're all week 7 relevant. If not, then they're relevant in some points. Let's just go look at those right now. Be right back. Alright, we're back with the stats for the week, or at least a week. And I added something else. We have the kill death leaders, and we also have a league total stats somewhere on the sheet. So we have the silver kill leader. We have Gliscor from Florida Flygons with 8 kills, Mega Altaria and Terrakion both having 7. But we go in alphabetical order, so Mega Altaria, Terrakion. So Terrakion went ahead and jumped over whatever was there beforehand. I don't really remember what was there. I want to say it was Mega Gyarados from Sweep of Psyduck. But anyway, Terrakion makes its way onto the kill leaderboard, which is really, really cool for Breath Mints. And then on our silver death leaderboard, we have the Alolan Ninetales and Mega Gyarados from Sweet But Psyduck, both with 6 kills, and then Blaziken from the Florida Flygons with 5. And then for our new kill death leaderboard over here, we have Terrakion with a score of 7, and then Scrafty and Scolipede both with a score of 5. I figured we should probably do, instead of just the the kills and the death, we should probably do it in a ratio order, more so like a bigger percentage of kills versus deaths. So that's why Scrafty's up here with the 5 and 0, and then the Scolipede is here with a 6-1. So that's the silver ones, their stats. So yeah, let's move on to gold. Over here on the gold kill leaderboard, we have Mega Medicham from the Great Bats of Woodo leading with 11 kills. Infernape here from yours truly, we got 10 kills. And then Alolan Marowak from Chicago Mega Gengars with 7, which is crazy because I think at this point it was only brought to 2 weeks worth of games. So that's 7 kills in 2 games. It's pretty wild. And then over here on the Gold to Death leaderboard, we got Mamoswine and Mega Medicham from the Great Bats of Woodo, and then yours truly, we have Infernape with 5. And then here for Kill Death leaderboard, we have Galizapod from Balls of Spheal with 6, as it hasn't died yet. And then, oh, this is actually not updated at all, because this was from last week. Galizapod's supposed to have more. It'll be updated eventually. Mega Medicham at this point has 5, and then Infernape has 5 as well. Let's move on to the league totals, because I added that too. Really liking the crystal neutral color for the gold and silver leagues. So league kill leader, we have the Mega Medicham from Great Bats of Woodo with 11, Infernape from yours truly having 10 kills, then Gliscor from the Florida Flygons with 8 kills. Then Mamoswine leading the death leaderboard with 7, and then Alolan Ninetales and Mega Gyarados from Sweet Psyduck coming in with 6. And then the kill death leader, which is really the thing that matters the most, besides your score and all of that, is Terrakion Breath Mence with 7, Cadius 7, and then Gliscor with a Cadius 6, and Scrafty with 5. So this will probably be updated, no, this will definitely be updated before the next video. So you might see some drastic changes. Anyway, that was Game of the Week. Will is here. I believe he's 4-3 after this battle. So that's really awesome for him. He's making a big splash with his debut in the season, as well as Mitch here, both doing really well right now. Both have seats in the playoffs as of this day. So hope that doesn't reveal too much. Anyway, that's about everything that I have to cover here. Like if you had a good time with this video, subscribe if you want some more PDL content, as well as Sword and Shield stuff coming on the way. Just need life to slow down first for me to fill that in. And with all that being said and more, this has been your boy, SnowyKurama. See you in the next video. Goodbye.